All right, everybody, welcome back to Weather Forecast Center. This is John, um, giving you the latest on what could be a mini tornado outbreak here in Alabama. There is currently a tornado watch in effect for this small area here until 11 o'clock tonight, where a couple of tornadoes will be possible. I am especially looking at this one right here. Now I'm zooming into right now, where it does have a couplet. Um, Let me get to my drawing tools here. Okay, slide you over here. There. So this is what I'm looking at. Well, let's brighten that up a little bit. Trash that. Go yellow. This is what I'm looking at right now. It's this here south of Billingsley in Alabama. Um, that's your couplet. We'll go to CC. Um, it's not definitive. It's up here, but there's no warning out for it. But do be aware that it is around in Billingsley. If I am in, see where that is now. If I am in Billingsley, just be, well, it's starting to weaken now. It was strong, but now it's starting to weaken. So, if anything, there could have been a brief funnel cloud at the worst south of Billingsley. So this is what's going on. So I'll give you a background as to why this watch is in effect. This is coming off of the Hurricane Francine that made landfall yesterday afternoon with 100-mile-an-hour winds into Louisiana. So I'll zoom out and give you a little update. So it came in right about here yesterday afternoon, and excuse me, and we have a whole lot of power outages in the southeastern corner of Louisiana. The center of is this where it is? Oh, that's at 11 o'clock. So the center of what was Francine is over here in Mississippi and heading to the northwest towards the Memphis area. On its eastern side, convective bands keep funneling in off of the Gulf of Mexico into Alabama, which has prompted the tornado watch as currently in effect. So we're going to go in closer into this one right here, which is just west of Billingsley. There is a tightening here. Right here, just west of Billingsley. heading to the northwest. It does have a TVS with it, saying it's moving northeast at 20. It has TVS with it. So if I am in Billingsley, be ready to go into your safe place if this starts to ramp up a little bit. Now we're starting to get some tightening over here by Haynes. Well, I'm on velocity. What am I doing? So let's go to CC. I can't call it. I'm not going to, but this may be the interest in here. The rotation up by Billingsley is weakening, but a new area has formed here over by Haynes. So we'll go back to the velocity. Again, there's no formal tornado warning out for anywhere in Alabama, but that might be soon to come. Again, these are convective bands that are spiraling around what was once Hurricane Francine, that made landfall around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon in Louisiana. And these are the bands still coming off the Gulf of Mexico into Alabama. So we'll go back to this. Maybe over here. Seems like it's shrouded in a bunch of heavy rain. Odds are you will not see this. From TVS, it seems like that the area of rotations on US 82. So there's no formal tornado warning anywhere in Alabama in the watch area at this time, but one can be produced at a moment's notice. So be alert and go to your safe place if a warning does come out, because more than likely it'll be rain wrapped and you will not be able to see it. So right now, excuse me. There's rotation over by Haynes. This has weakened, but a new one has developed over here. Again, is completely shrouded in rain. And where the TVS is, there could be some rotation here as well. So we will ride with this. See if anything comes out of it. There has been some storm surge flooding down in Louisiana, as with any landfalling hurricane. So this is starting to tighten up again over north of Billingsley now, right here. And then you got this one down here east of Haynes. So we got two areas that I'm watching right now. Go to CC. That might be possible here. That could be something. And there's nothing north of Billingsley. So, um, again, there's no formal tornado warning. But this is starting to ramp up a little bit. So if I have a Haynes mailing address, especially east, basically from I would say about downtown east, might want to consider going to a safe place, even though you're not under a formal tornado warning. Okay, so this updated, so this broad now, then this one over here is starting. There's a lot going on here, so let me go to this. Okay, so nothing definitive. So there are a couple of areas that I'm watching for that have some rotation. This area over here by Mulberry, north of Billingsley, and this just northeast of Haynes. Those are two areas that I am watching for a possible tornado. Again, conditions are conducive for a couple of tornadoes this evening here in the watch area. And that does include the Birmingham Metro. That includes Tuscaloosa, Calera, Alabaster, Pelham, Montevallo, Clanton, Maplesville, Rockford, Eclectic, Millbrook, Montgomery, Otaugaville, Prattville, Whitehall, Haynesville, Orville, Uniontown, Marion, Goodwater, Wilsonville. So if I've called out your community, you're in the tornado watch. That is in effect until 11 o'clock. Again, I'm watching this area down here. That is over by northeast of Haynes. It's kind of looks like the whole thing's like wrapped up. Go to CC. Nothing definitive. So we are going to keep an eye on this, see if anything develops. Also got to keep an eye up here towards the Birmingham Metro and Tuscaloosa Metro. That includes Northport, Coling, Vance, Thorsby. So yeah. Um, Also, do want to note there are 3 severe thunderstorm warnings, 2 in Montana and 1 in Wyoming. Uh, Excuse me. Um, so the first severe thunderstorm warnings for Sheridan County, Wyoming, were 60-mile-an-hour winds and 1-inch diameter hail, and the other one is in Powder River, Montana, Powder River County, Montana, for 1.5-inch diameter hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. So those are your severe thunderstorm warnings that are up in the northern Rockies. So let's go down, take a better, zoom in down here. As this is basically where the best rotation is at the moment. And so this is in Autauga County in central Alabama. Now I'm watching this rotation. This rotation is maybe 7 miles northeast of Haines, or 5 miles northwest of White City. Heading to the northeast. Gotta keep an eye down here for this too, down here south of Billingsley, which has begun to weaken. Got another TVS. Check that out. These are not moving very fast. This has a TVS, and it has hail possibilities with it. Up to 1.25-inch diameter. So let me go back to reflectivity. In this here, velocity, so probably around here. Okay. So everything's broad at the moment. So again, these are the outer bands of what was once Hurricane Francine that is rotating off the Gulf of Mexico and heading to the northeast. Very slowly, roughly 20 miles an hour. From time to time, there has been some TVS signatures in the velocities. I'm not calling it. So it's somewhere kind of like in this area here. It's showing some debris, but I can't confirm it, so we're not going to call it. Again, there is no formal tornado warning anywhere in Alabama right now. So, for anyone that's inside the tornado warning, if you see a storm coming from your south and west, assume that it could drop a tornado at any point along its track and go to a safe place if one is to occur, because these will pop up and go away. Could do some damage for about 5 minutes and then lift up and be gone. So these are going to be like James Spann would say, the whack-a-mole game. You know, they're going to spin up, spin down real quick inside these convective bands. And so you got to keep the eye on the ball here. Well, I can see some sort of hook developing. You got winds coming in this way. And then you got something coming around here. So, so it still shows the TVS with this. See if it changed any. No, that says a 625. So this is old. This is 14 minutes old, so we can't use that. Gotta keep an eye on these over here to the west here. Go to velocity. So we still got this area here of rotation here. Northwest of White City by about 5 miles, moving to the northeast at about 20 miles an hour. So these are not fast, these are slow moving. Due to the slow moving nature of these storms, you could have some flash flooding possibilities. So turn around, don't drown. Do not drive into flooded roadways if that is to occur. So this is the area I'm watching right now, which is northwest of White City. Let me take a look around. So I keep the eye down here. in this general region west of Burnsville. Um, probably having some very weak rotation, but again, you know, I mean, just got to keep the eye on the ball here tonight. Here in um, central Alabama. Um, so this is the broad area of rotation right here. That is southwest of Enterprise, heading to the northeast at about 20 miles an hour. Um, and it has a stronger TVS now. Let me get the attributes for it. Still moving northeast at 16. Still has a TVS on it. Which is, TVS stands for Tornado Vortex Signature. Let me go to correlation coefficient. Maybe in a couple spots. I don't know. And it's going to be shrouded in rain if there is. So, again, that's on the north side of this big broad rotation. Up here is where it's tightened up. There are a couple of storm chasers in the vicinity of this broad rotation here. Is about to, so it is north of the county line. Now it's a big, broader area of rotation right here. North of White City. Still keeping an eye on this area here. That's where the TVS is. Check CC again. And it's still showing those two spots, so hasn't updated. So again, these are convective bands associated with what was once Hurricane Francine, continuing to rotate to the north and east through Alabama. And central Alabama is under a tornado watch until 11 o'clock this evening. I'm here with you live to just see what is to come of them. This is your big broad rotation right here. I'm also keeping an eye on this one here. And let's take a look at reflectivity. So this whole thing is pretty much broadly rotating as it continues to move to the northeast. Um, so let's take a look at other parts of the watch area. So going down to the south, which is along the warm front, basically anything that's going to be near the warm front has a chance to spin. Um, this is in a highly sheared environment due to the rotating winds around the low pressure that is to its west, associated with what was once Hurricane Francine. Um, Again, some are moving to the north, some are moving to the northeast, some are moving to the northwest. So if you are under heavy rain, you have a possibility um, of having a small tornado spin up. Right now, I am watching this. Let's try that again. Watching this area here. This is broadly rotating. We are in central Alabama. If I'm not talking, I'm just going over, what's going on as far as CC products are with the reflectivity and velocities and trying to pinpoint some stuff. So if I am quiet, that is what I'm doing. If something does pop out, I will make note of it. Basically, the rotation is shrouded in rain, so nobody will see this. At worst comes to worst, probably have some winds gusting to around 50 miles an hour with any of these storms. And again, there is some resemblance of a notch here, so your air coming in this way and then coming around this way. So, this whole thing is broadly rotating. So, seems like it's starting to weaken a little bit. As far as the rotation is concerned. Um, I'm going to stay live for 8 more minutes um, because I got to go to bed early for work in the morning. So the only reason why I came on to track this was that it was strongest when it was over by Billingsley. Now it's just a big pocket of broad rotation that just moving through central, now getting into eastern parts of Alabama at this time. The rotation is approaching Interstate 65 at this time. Again, there's nothing down, there's no tornado warning. But again, anywhere inside well, this is interesting. There is a small rotation here over Jim's Barbecue along Highway US 82. Can't call it. There's no warning, so. And this faded. Okay. Yeah, these are going to be real tough for the Weather Service to issue a tornado warning because these are going to be so subtle that it's going to spin up and spin down like that, could do some damage, and nobody's going to notice a thing until they look outside and see that, an outhouse has been blown down, or, some structure damage to a house or something. Like I said, these are going to be real tough to nail down. And National Weather Service in Birmingham is keeping a good job keeping that finger off the trigger for these warnings, because you don't want that false alarm ratio to go sky high. And, if you are in the tornado watch that is in effect until 11 o'clock, which I will zoom out, which is this area from Jefferson, Tuscaloosa, I should say Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, all the way down to Montgomery, Selma, and Prattville. Okay, in central Alabama, parts of eastern Alabama. Be weather aware this evening. There has been some damage this morning here in Cuba, Alabama, in Sumter County, where a few trees were blown down in Cuba. And then you got a damage report here at 3:30 this afternoon in Vernon in Lamar County, where trees were blown down and blocking the road. So there will be some gusty winds with these heavier bands of showers. You might see a lightning strike or two with these bands. but primarily the rotation part of it is what we're focusing on. So this is what is going on. So this is the big view of what's going on in Alabama. Let me slip to reflectivity. You have bands of showers and heavy rain moving pretty much from south to north. From what was left of Hurricane Francine that made landfall yesterday in Louisiana. So a couple of notes here. There's a tornado watch for central Alabama until 11 o'clock. Be weather aware if you are in the tornado watch area, because you will not see these. These will be shrouded in rain. And if you are not under a tornado warning and you suspect that tornado is approaching your area, go to your safe place, hall, closet, bathroom on the lowest floor, away from windows. No mobile homes, no cars. Bicycle helmet if you got one. Hard sole shoes in case you have to walk outside in a debris field. And air horn if you need to use it. So that is what is going on in Alabama this evening. I will be back with shorts if any warnings or any other damage reports come in. Also, these are heavy rainmakers besides the risk of a tornado. So if you find flooding on the roads, turn around, don't drown. Do not drive into any flooded roadways. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a safe and wonderful Thursday night. And I will talk to you again soon.